Okay, round 3 of my tournament against Oddwing, and ironically, my best play is Cerebral Scout into level the Metamind Overseer, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Drew like all my Alolan cards, so now my Esperian Sages like guaranteed to hit now if I draw them. That was a pretty pretty funny turn. Didn't really expect to play Cerebral Scout in this tournament since I only had one other Metamind. Is this in set 3? Yep. Just a funny card. It's decently sized at rank 2. It's a 10-7, which is okay for a leveler. 15 power is really good at rank 3 too, but I don't expect to play it in rank 2. I mean, I might. Who knows? He pumped his Stag of List to survive a Cerebral Scout. That's whatever. I'm just going to play Spring Dryad and I guess block his Torg Mender with my Roarclaw, because that way if he pumps it, then he's trading one spell for my Warclaw, which is about average. I don't want him to just throw a dummy creature in front of it, and I can't save it. And I definitely want the Spring Dryad to come out this turn. So go ahead and attack. Play the Spring Dryad in the middle lane. Warclaw here, Raptor here. That way if I draw Grove Huntress, I can pump my Spring Dryad and kill his Stag. Spirit Stone Druid works too. Spirit Stone Druid replace with Esperian Sage. Wow, look at that value. The dirtle value of doing nothing and getting value out of it. Excuse me. Okay, so what's my opponent got for me? He knows Soulbind, by the way, so he has no Spore Lord. We don't know his second faction yet. This is just a straight trade. Frostfang Maiden, that's a good card. Let's see. So if we play the Spirit Stone Druid here, and then the Esperian Sage, we get to kill both of his creatures over here. Well, not the Stag, but I guess it's made up for my Spring Dryad being gigantic. And then I guess play the Esperian Sage here, because putting it here just makes it die to this Frostfang Maiden. Rank up the Hydra, because the Hydra's way better at rank 2 than a Jetpack would be at rank 2. And now we've got a creature that can't die to Frostfang Maiden, plus its ability. Whenever Frostfang Maiden moves into a lane, it does 3 damage to a creature in that lane. So if he moves it and attacks, it's only 7 damage. He needs some other stopgap to kill my Spring Dryad. Or he could just move it and then replace it with a 6-power creature, which is still 2 cards for one, Spring Dryad. It's quite a bit of value. So he takes my Earthside Strength, which I wasn't even going to play this turn. So I play the Matrix Ward in front of the Stag to kill that, pump the Esperian Sage to kill that, then play... I could play Swamp Moss Ancient in front of the Delver. And I think I probably will. He has one more play. It's probably going to block the Spring Dryad, and I'll just kill whatever. Did he play with his cards? Yeah, he played the Delver. I don't know what I was thinking. So pump the Sage, play the Ancient. I'm not too worried about leveling the Matriarch because I have a Torgmai Guardian in my deck. So if I draw that next turn, I can exile the level 1. Oh, we're rinking up this turn. Whoops. Oh well. Not a big deal. He's still a Tempest, so okay, that's fine. Most of his removal is going to be Frost Shatter Strike or Warbringer Aranti. So he played 7 power worth of creatures in his last turn. Playing a Spring Dryad over here, and then could block one of his creatures with Barrier Soldier, or I could play Grove Matriarch and block one of his creatures. It's probably better to level the Grove Matriarch than the the Barrier Soldier than the 2 Matriarchs. Even though the Matriarch gives me an extra creature when it dies, I think it won't die before the Spring Dryad does. So let's go ahead and play the Barrier Soldier. I can block with it, but that doesn't seem very important. And I could play Batterbot and Matrix Warden. Okay, so I'm still killing Aetherphage with Matrix Warden. Unfortunately, his Deep Branch Prowler is going to get the best of me because I'm not going to bother saving my Dryad. I don't have any multiple creatures to kill it. So I could block here with Batterhide, or I could just take the damage. Probably better to just not block, because that way I have 11 toughness. And it's really difficult to kill that with just a single creature. He would need like a creature plus a Warbringer Aranti. Oh, I can actually kill his Deep Branch Prowler with this Cavern Hydra I leveled. Or the, Raptor. Which is probably better. All honesty. So he's just dealing a bunch of damage to me here. It's kind of annoying because blocking. I'm gonna block here and block here because he's trying to do a lot of damage to me. So I need to try and survive. I still take two. I still take 6 from the breakthrough, but this puts him with almost nothing on the board because my Cavern Hydra deals almost a. So well, he just killed my Cavern Hydra. That's fine. I still got a level 2 creature for a level 2 creature. Plus, he had to play this really, really poor scaling creature, and I get to kill it with Esperian Sage. With a Spring Dryad. Okay, I don't get to kill it with Esperian Sage, but he wasted a Ursine Strength on it. My choices are Cerebral Scout, just to have a level 3 card. Though I can actually just rank it up with Esperian Sage. So let's play Spring Dryad over here. Esperian Sage here, rank up my Scout. Sage on front of the Seedling, and rank up the Wall. Because the Wall goes to an 8/14, which is way better than the 9/10. The, what is this guy, an 8/9? Or 9/10 basically with 2 armor. And I still have this Batterbot battering away at him. That's not a great hand. The Barrier Soldier just saved me a little bit, though. So Delver goes to a 10/10. This still lets me attack with the Spring Dryad. I'm going to pump the Barrier Soldier so that it has 10 power. That way he has to play an Ursine Strength on his Delver, and it'll still be really low. Like, I can kill it with almost anything in my deck. Need to draw all those leveled cards I leveled. So he put, I imagine, an Ursine Strength on it. Yeah, Ursine Strength level 2. So I can kill it with Ancient and then throw Esperian Sages for blocking. That's probably what my best play. Levels up all my cards, and I can't kill his Aetherphage anyway. And level up the Matrix Warden. It doesn't actually matter what level what order you level up the cards. Like, if you level up a Doterra card and no longer have one, you'll still get the Ally Doterra trigger. I don't know where I want to put this Esperian Sage. I guess just next to the other one. Because no matter where I put it, I'm blocking the Spirit Stone Druid. Second Esperian Sage is not what I wanted. I don't have a level 3 Dryad, right? Or do I? No, I do not. So is my play really Spring Dryad and then Esperian Sage? That's kind of weird. But I guess it's my biggest guy, because that makes it a 10/10, plus it gets bigger next turn. This is a 13/16, never gets bigger. Can't pump it in any way. And by leveling the Spring Dryad, I get to level, or the Esperian Sage Dryad, when I get into next rank, I'll have all of these cards at level 3 next turn, instead of just like having a Batterbot and a Spring Dryad, which is, I guess, what I'd be playing otherwise. So, yep, go ahead and do that. I'm going to replace the Esperian Sage over here with the level 8 one. Or, I'm sorry, the 8 power one. Because I need to play it before combat so I can kill his Aetherphage. And the Growth Matrix can just deal 4 to me. It's only got 2 toughness, so it's pretty easy to deal with. I can block any of his guys with this 8/14. So I can't actually kill that, because I drew a bunch of Spring Dryads instead of the War Claws that I had drawn last game. Or last turn, I mean. So we put a 15/12 in front of this one. And then, I guess, Spring Dryad in front of the Stag. How big is Forge Guardian? It's a 20-26 at rank 3? That's really, really large. Might actually be better than Spring Dryad. If I play 2 creatures, it's only going to be a 14/14, so I won't kill the Stag by playing creatures. So yeah, let's just battle, block here because it dies, and I get to keep my guy, and then play, I guess, Spring Dryad. If he Ursine Strengths it, doesn't really matter what I play, and Spring Dryad kills it. I should have played them in the other order, I guess. I was leaning towards playing the Forge Guardian and changed my mind at the last instant. Hopefully this is the Spring Dryad I just played and I got rewarded. That's what I would like to think. Hopefully he doesn't have another Earthling Strength for either of his creatures. The stag would actually be like pretty problematic. I'd have to block it with like a Warclaw or something. So he pumps his Aranti instead of the stag for reasons unknown because he has a Toxin Boon. Okay. That's perfectly acceptable. I can play the Spring Dryad. Do I want to block one of his creatures? Do I care? I don't think I care because it just makes my Spring Dryad easier to kill. This way I can block his Grove Huntress with the Raptor and his stag dies. I have a lot of stags and a lot of Esperian Sages in my deck. So now I can go like Spring Dryad, Esperian Sage, and have a huge Spring Dryads. So I don't have any spells, so he doesn't get to take one. My Spring Dryad will eat his Aetherphage, and I can block the Delver with Esperian Sage. Do I want to? Yes, I do. If I play Spiritstone Druid here, I can block both his guys and have Esperian Sage here and here. Is that better? Because it kills both of his creatures. He'd have a Seedling here, and I would still get to rank up a Dryad. I just wouldn't have an aggressive Dryad here. I think actually playing the Dryad is better. Even though it's a pretty good turn for Spiritstone Druid, because I would get to kill both of his creatures here. But I get to kill one of them and block his Shardplate Delver, and have a Spring Dryad, like, be aggressive, which is what I want to be doing. So block here, rank up the Huntress, and the Spiritstone Druid. Ranking up the Tech Explorer doesn't do anything, because I don't foresee going to rank, what do I need to go to rank 6 in order for this thing to be useful? Yeah, we're not going to rank 6. That's not what I'm all about. Though I guess I could theoretically get to rank 6 with Barrier Soldier. So Shardplate Delver gets like gigantic. Can't really stop that. Definitely playing this Barrier Soldier and Warclaw, pretty much regardless of what he plays. Just because Warclaw kills the Delver and Barrier Soldier will let me live if he kills my creatures. So I just eat the Stagavlis and trade with the Matriarch. So block here, make a Raptor, hit him for 16, kill his Delver, have a Barrier Soldier up. So he's just conceded because I just have too much inevitability at this point. Like pretty much every card in my deck is leveled. I can't actually show you because Soulforge won't let me. But he has the potential to draw like underleveled cards, and I don't since I've played so many Esperian Sages. It's like one of the reasons why there's an Esperian Sage deck in Standard that you just play all your Esperian Sages over and over again with Lucid Echoes. Sometimes you don't play it. You play Energy Surge just to make sure you have cards to always pitch the Esperian Sage to level up your deck. So if you go late game, you just win because all your cards are such higher quality than your opponents. You have so many more options. But yeah, so I'm not playing Standard, so I'm just playing Draft, and I just get level screwed far less often than my opponent when I'm playing 2 Esperian Sages. So that's what, 3-0? So we've got the silver pack, so now we're going for gold.